So the internet is going crazy with this situation with Tee Grizzley, right? They were saying that Tee Grizzley is alleged to be the suspect in having his aunt unalive. Now, this woman wasn't his real aunt. She was, I guess, allegedly sleeping at one point with his uncle, and they like grew up together. They knew each other for a long time, but they were saying that he had this woman pregnant. They pulled up to the, they was in the car together, whatever. They pulled up. He got out the car. When he got out the car, somebody ran up on the car, basically hit the car up and unaliving her. But he survived. She was 41 years old, Jobina Brown, right? Now we're finding out that he didn't get her. She wasn't pregnant, but there was some issues going on with the contracts. He put out a song and it hit real big, but he wasn't getting the money that he was supposed to get. So this stuff was supposed to be allegedly over money. That's what the internet is saying. But then we're finding out that a guy from Chicago, from the 600 crew with roots deep with the drill scene. This young guy, he's connected to guys like Booker 600 and Lil Durk. He's been charged with the murder, right? This a young dude out of Chicago. So now they putting everything together. They saying that they got wiretaps of guys talking about this murder, this unaliving. It's just horrible, right? So with all this going on, damn, this is crazy. Like, when you even read the story, it sounds crazy. But Tee Grizzley tried to get out in front of this by saying this.
And so she was the one that believed in you. She took her money and put it into your career. And
she quit her job to start managing me.
Yeah, yeah. Did you, when she said she wanted to do that, did you try to talk her out of it?
No, hell no, I ain't trying to talk her out of it. Because she already had money, so she was already straight for real.
Okay.
And I really needed that. And I saw that she was the only one that really believed. She was the only one I could trust for real. You know what I'm saying? So I was all for it.
Okay. Like I said, whenever she needed something, man, she would definitely reach out to me.
Yeah, and you know me, you and her linked up on a couple occasions.
Yeah.
You done caught me at the casino getting struck one time.
Yeah, I seen you over there, man. They bite your ass over there today?
They did. I'm ashamed when I lost that day.
You was barely speaking. I said, hey, they must be tearing them up right now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All good, man. So the night everything happened, man. Can you kind of go over that night with us? I know y'all was at the studio. I seen you on your Instagram.
Yeah, so we was at the studio with Guapo and Jay Swan or whatever. And I'm going over my cousin's house, my older cousin. Mm-hmm. He was real close with my pops, just like my pops' brother. Mm-hmm. And I always try to, you know what I'm saying, show him some love because that's another wound we really ain't healed from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I went over there and I was telling her, like, come in the house. And she like, no, I don't want to go in. I'm begging her to come in the house. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain areas you just can't.
So the internet is really buzzing and people are going crazy and they're going online. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's saying, the situation, like I said, you had a guy in court and they're already telling. There's a lot of telling. There's wiretaps. There's all kinds of stuff. But people on the internet saying this.
So Tee Grizzley's aunt died in his car. So initially people thought if Tee Grizzley's aunt died in his car, a nigga tried to kill Tee Grizzley because it's his car. Then it got spooky wooky because the nigga they locked up for killing Tee Grizzley's aunt in Tee Grizzley's car is a nigga that supposedly Tee Grizzley knows or is cool with. Something like that. So they're like, wait, how's a nigga that you're kind of cool with or was known to be cool with the killer or alleged killer of your own aunt? Unless maybe you told him to go kill your aunt. Now, this is pure speculation, people. Pure speculation. And it's such wild speculation to even hum rumors that maybe a nigga backdoored his own auntie. Like, that sounds crazy. Like, come on. Every auntie got some good cooking, man. Come on. Why would you do that, man? It sounds far-fetced. But that is a running theory, and a lot of people are going with it. Let me play this a little bit, because this is what some of these niggas are saying. Here we go.
I think that, no, she died at the hospital. She was still alive. She was still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words.
And that's DJ Academics, what he's reporting. But then you also have people saying this.
First and foremost, I want to say I have no connection with this situation at all. If it's true or false, that has nothing to do with me. All I'm talking about right now is the facts that came up in court. It's some speculation that's been going on the internet. I'm just speaking on it. I don't have no personal connection with this shit at all. But the internet is basically saying Tee Grizzley has something to do with his aunt getting killed in 2019. At first, like reading to it at all, I just felt like it sounded too crazy to even entertain. It just kept coming across my timeline, so I was like, fuck. So from what Tee Grizzley said and witness testimony said, basically Tee Grizzley, his driver, a man, and then his auntie pulled up to their people's house. Got to their people's house, Tee Grizzley asked his auntie, like, you want to come in the house? He said she was like a deep freak or something. She didn't really want to sit on them people's couches and shit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He said no. She decides to sit in the car. Tee Grizzley and his partner go in the house or go try to go in the house, and the driver sits in the car with her. Him and the guy going in the house, they heard gunshots outside, so the guy hands T the gun, or he shows T he got a gun, and they decide to run out and try to see what's going on. Later they found out his auntie was shot, but the story was kind of weird because they said that the killer opened the door to check and see who it was, did not shoot the driver pulled off, and T said he didn't see the shooters or his car or any other car when he got outside. Kind of sound crazy to me. Keep in mind, that was in Detroit. A year later, Chicago police found Thang next to a stolen car from Hertz in New York with also a gun that matched the ballistics to the gun that killed Tee Grizzley auntie. The craziest part to me is that Thang and Booker 600 are in the same gang, and Booker 600 was Tee Grizzley groomsman at his wedding after his auntie was killed, after Thang was arrested and charged with the murder of his auntie. Let me reiterate again, Thang was caught a year later in Chicago with the car that is connected to a murder in Detroit. The car came from New York. He was caught a year later in that same car, with a gun used to kill Tee Grizzley auntie. And after police arrest him on that, Tee Grizzley ended up having Booker 600 at his wedding as his groomsman. That shit sound crazy. So speculation and rumors are saying that Tee Grizzley and his auntie were not blood related. This was his uncle's wife, and that they both had some sexual thing going on to the point where she was pregnant. She would have to knock her off because she's pregnant? I don't know. Another rumor is saying that when Tee Grizzley got out of jail and dropped his music and all that stuff, he had debt, so he couldn't put his music under his name, so he put his music under her name. Once he got rid of all that debt, he asked her, yeah, I want to switch it back over to my name, and she said no. No evidence that I've seen to show that that could be true, but if that is true, that sounds like a good enough reason to knock somebody off. I'm saying, you playing with my money at that point. Right now they're going through the trial of her murder, so as the days go by, more information gonna come out. I'll keep y'all posted. Always remember, they're innocent until they're proven guilty, so don't even think that I'm trying to say this man did anything or he had anything to do with it. I'm just letting y'all know what I heard, you feel me, in case y'all didn't hear.
Now, this is what's being reported. Tee Grizzley aunt was unalive in 2019. Now police think they know who did it, right? And this is crazy, man. A shocking new development ties the murder of Tee Grizzley aunt and manager to a Chicago 600 affiliate, raising serious questions about old beef, loyalty, and hidden street politics, right? Man, this thing is crazy. Okay, this one is a little confusing, but hang with us, right? Detroit rapper Tee Grizzley has been carrying a heavy loss for years. The tragic unaliving of his aunt and manager, Jobina Brown, who was unalive in 2019 while sitting in the car with Grizzly on the Detroit East Side. Damn. He survived, but his aunt didn't. It turned into a cold case until now. This week, police have officially charged a man with the unaliving, and he's not just some rando. Right? This thing's crazy, right? He's a Chicago affiliate of the 600 crew with deep roots in the drill scene. They also have strong ties to big names like Booker 600 and Lil Durk. Now, here's where things get weird. Tee Grizzley, this thing is in the way. Tee Grizzley has a known relationship with Booker 600. In fact, Booker is the one who introduced T and Dirt. All of this led to collaborations and even joint mixtapes. These were people in the same circle with this man named Wu, who was just charged with the unaliving, is repeatedly someone who grew up with Booker 600. He's been seen in music videos with 600 Breezy and other members of the crew. So how did a guy from Chicago end up in Detroit allegedly unaliving Tee Grizzley aunts? That's what everybody's scratching their heads. Police say shots were fired into a black Chrysler with Tee Grizzley and others inside. His aunt 41 who was killed instantly. Authorities still don't know if Grizzly was the intended target and don't have a clear motive. Oddly, Tee Grizzley has never really addressed the unaliving publicly, and even once claimed he wasn't in the car at the moment of the shooting. The report says he was. So what gives? So that's why I said that he wasn't in the car earlier in the video, because he was at one point he said he wasn't. Now streets commentators say that there may have been beef between Wu and Booker. So Grizzly was just caught in the middle because how his homie get knocked for the case. Also, Booker was just promoting T on the gram a few weeks ago. Others believe it could have been mistaken identity or street politics. The idea that someone from Grizzly rap circle, extended or otherwise, was behind the unaliving is leaving fans stunned. Man, this is crazy. And now Wu has been charged and appeared in court. This situation is much more complicated than anyone thought. I'm leaving the rest of this up with the news section. I'm tired, right? So this is people speculating and talking about this situation, man, and it's getting real crazy, man, because like I said, they said they got people on wiretaps talking. They got it's just a big mess. But he didn't do us up any favors when he put out that song, right? And I'm not really a big fan of a lot of the young people, a lot of the young generation of hip hop, because I believe it's anti-black in the way we always talk about unaliving each other and stuff like that. But I did like Tee Grizzley. I like some of his songs when he put it in story form and all that kind of stuff. But this don't look good for him, man. He's saying that he's innocent, man. The internet now, but he got the internet against him. Everybody's going against him, saying that he did something to his aunt. We found it out. I'm waiting for the uncle to come out and make a statement. But this thing is crazy. But as more of this come out, we'll report more of it. But right now, Tee Grizzley is in hot water. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.